Regale us with. We are up, I think.
Hey,
sorry.
I think
No.
so.
Hey,
Welcome back to JD Podcast / JD streams on the JD by the JD. Hey, what's going on? How's it going?
Hey, what to do, everybody? So, welcome back to
Welcome
another
back
to another EP.
Unplugged.
Yeah, that's right. Every syllable counts. Remember that, folks.
And every JD.
Don't waste a single syllable.
Can't go wrong.
That's right.
How are you guys doing?
I'm pretty good.
We're good. I'm here.
That's right. We're living. We're loving.
Living and loving life.
Living
Got the little trippy hearts.
Hot fingers. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So right there, I was just experiencing a teensy little bit of technical difficulty. So guys, right now, let's start with I'm not on my normal laptop, so I'm podcasting / JD streaming from my phone. So far so good. At the beginning, trying some things out. It's having a little bit of connection issues, and what I find very funny is right now. Before we started the podcast, I thought it was funny because Aidan right now is audio only, no visual. And what it's showing on my end on my phone is it's showing us in like 3 sections. So it's showing myself, Joe, and then Aidan on top, but Aidan's just a picture. Okay. And when he talks, his head like around his picture vibrates. So it almost looks like he's like a Google or something. Like he looks like an avatar or like an Android.
Oh, I'm an AI. Can you? So Joe, can you see me?
You're coming in crystal clear on my end. Yeah. So there's something I don't know. It's the iPhone is messing with you, Darren. So I can see all 3 of you. I see that, you motherfucker. I would come for you.
Yeah. Wow, that is so interesting. Yeah. See, that's why it's funny to me. I'm like, wow.
Is that how British people say hi?
Yeah.
You want chicken Nando's? Anyway, that's a bad accent. That's not my best accent. Super quick, Aidan, do you enjoy Cheeky Nando's? Is that something you partake in?
Nando's is the bomb. Yeah, Nando's is banging.
Yeah. I got the drip or the dip or whatever it is. I got some Nando sauce. The sauce. Peri sauce. That's what it's called. Yeah. Oh, I love it. I interchange between medium and hot, and then just put it on anything. I don't care if it's chicken or whatever.
Oh so, yeah.
I just want everything. I want everything hot. If it's not hot, I can't.
Oh yeah, nice. Yeah, same here. I'm a bit of a heat addict, just a little. Yeah.
It's always a good tell in like your friend group when you go, especially somewhere like Nando's, where you have to choose the temperature of the sauce that they put on the chicken, because in the actual restaurant they cook it in that sauce.
Yeah.
You don't like add it afterwards. It's like cooked into the sauce. So you have to tell the server or wherever you're ordering, I want it hot, medium, or I believe the weakest, the non-spicy is like lemon and herb or something. Like
they don't even say mild. It's just like here, have some other ingredient because we don't know how to treat you people.
Oh yeah,
non-hot people.
So friend group, especially if it's all guys and everyone's ordering, it's like, oh yeah, I'll take mine hot, I'll take my medium, and then that one guy orders lemon and herb. You're like, shh.
What? Didn't you know? We're not hanging out as friends here. We're hanging out as competitors. We're at each other's throats. Yeah.
It's like if you go for Indian food and everyone's ordering like a Madras or a Vindaloo or a Rogan Josh or whatever, and then
I don't know any of those terms. What was that? What's a Rogan Josh?
Dishes.
Rogan Josh is
I don't know.
But when friend orders butter chicken or something, and then it's like, oh, or maybe not butter chicken, but a little bit of spice, but
something mild, something like potatoes.
It doesn't matter.
It's called
Derron. Derron will be back.
Oh, he left.
He'll be back, I'm sure. He just doesn't like talking about Nando's.
Chicken korma. Chicken. The dish is called korma, and it's made with coconut, like coconut milk or something.
Okay.
So it's very creamy, but it has like almost zero spice to it.
Yeah, that's understandable. Whoa, where are we now? Derron, you've completely taken over.
What are you?
Like It's as if we're just sitting on top of steps. Like I feel like these are like stone steps, and we've just been like
This is okay
partially decapitated, like we've been shoulder decapitated.
What's going on?
Are you guys okay?
Yeah, I don't know.
It's strange because
I
feel like
hey, I'll go with it. We're
down.
here.
I'm looking down there, not
We went
there.
Together.
Look at you two over there. Look at you. Hey, what are you guys up to?
I have to turn this way to look at Joe.
Yeah. Nice. We went from inside to outside. That's the power of being unplugged. You can go anywhere.
Yeah, that's the thing with the JD Unplugged. Go wherever you like. There's, you call it. Get yourself some Rogan Josh, some butter chicken, some lemon and herb. Do you, whatever works for you.
Yeah.
I thought that would. I don't know. I didn't think that would.
I don't know what happened.
We're on some weird like amphitheater steps.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah. I don't know what it's meant to be.
There we go.
I don't know what country we're in. What kind of natural forestry do we have behind us?
Did
he? Oh, there you go.
He's back again. He's just derailing the podcast. I don't know what's going on.
That's okay. We're that's fine. That's the way to do it. Wait, Derron. So I got a question for you. As you tinker, you were gonna mention something at the top of the pod. What were we talking about? You having some fun, finicky issues with going from laptop to phone?
So right now, I apologize, guys, because I've been having. I don't know what it is. I swear, like do you guys? What do you are things coincidence? Like Aidan's things are coincidence. I think I just attract bad luck, but at the same time, then there's like, okay, The Secret and all this stuff where it's like, okay, you can just manifest stuff and like, oh, blah, blah, blah. But it's like, I just manifest positivity. I manifest the wealth. That in that sense, okay, cool. But do I manifest negativity and like bad luck? Can I manifest that? Is that possible? Or is it just I'm just getting a whole bunch of bad luck all at once, and it's just like, oh, that's just a coincidence.
The rest of your life will be easy breezy from here. Take it all now rather than have it dispersed through your life.
I always think, okay, you know what? I'm just going through all this crap and struggle right now because it's like, wow, you're just gonna have a way better future. Because this past couple weeks, okay, you guys let me know. Okay, so first I had the issue last week. I had the issue with my teeth, so I couldn't come on the podcast, guys. Sorry, I'm back. Hey, what's up? Missed you guys. Because I had super bad tooth infection because my tooth is like sideways. So I got one ripped out a little while ago, blacked out. It was the worst situation ever.
Yeah.
So basically the situation is I have a super bad needle phobia, hence the COVID, all this stuff. So I had to postpone the surgery for a spot that they can put me under complete, is it anesthesia?
Anesthesia.
Okay, so they have to put me completely underneath that, right? So the only way they can do that is like at certain times because they have to have like a doctor come in or like a nurse or something from a hospital because they're like going under anesthesia. So it's only like once every like few months. So when I can do it, mine was booked for January. Right? So mine's booked for January. Yeah, that's how long.
It's been a while. It's been a minute since January. Oh my god.
So I'm not getting it till the January. So that's when it's been booked for assessment. Besides the point, wake up one day and my teeth are just excruciating pain to the point where I have to go into the dentist, get medication, and they put me on antibiotics and they put me on T3s and they put me on something else, like ibuprofen, because it's like that.
They're giving you the works.
Yeah, I couldn't even see. I was making so much jokes being like, honestly, I am a crackhead's like best friend right now because I have some T3s. I kept waking up in the middle of the night counting them, making sure they were there because I didn't want any crackheads getting into it. Anyways, besides the point, little inside joke. Besides the point, crackheads love T3s.
No, that's just a joke. That's just I don't know what you're talking about, but it's awesome. That's what it is. Yeah, watch out.
Yeah, I have ammunition for anybody that has a gun that's unloaded. Anyways, besides the point, that was like just frustrating enough because it's like I don't have insurance, so I like work for myself. Every money that I make is like for me. I go in, they charge me literally an $80 just to like open my mouth and like get prescribed the stuff, which is like, okay, fair enough. I got to see a doctor instantly. He prescribed me the stuff. Cool. Then I have to now go into Shoppers, get all the medication. Came to about $50, which I was so thankful because like I thought it was gonna be like way more than that. So I was like, actually, it was under $50. Actually, no, it was $50. It was $50. Yeah, because they were like $20 each. So it was just about $50 to $60. Anyways, besides the point, got all that stuff. Then I had to cancel the podcast because I couldn't talk really because my mouth was basically like numb and I was kind of like, I don't know, I was kind of like not there.
Understandable.
But okay, cool. So now comes this week. I look into my bank account and actually no, that's how it happens. I wake up and I go onto my laptop and my laptop doesn't work. It's not charging. So I'm like, okay, great. Now my laptop's not charging. So this is a great start to my week. Awesome. I'm panicking. Aiden's like coming out the room like, oh, what's wrong? I'm like, it's not only 5 a.m. It's 5 a.m. and I'm pissed right now because my freaking charger isn't working. Even though yesterday I stepped on my laptop slightly. I slept on it slightly. Anyways, besides the point. What can you do? You step on your laptop sometimes. It happens. It happens when it's plugged in. It's a mistake.
What are you gonna do?
All right. So I'm like, I'm just thinking.
I've done worse.
I'm thinking the worst. I'm thinking it's not gonna be the charger. It's just gonna be my whole laptop destroyed. Whatever. Fine. Bring myself back down. Go into my bank account now because I just like checking my bank account every morning. I'm missing $1,000. $1,000 just taken out of my account. I'm just like, what is going on? Seriously, calling the bank. Apparently, there's like some fraudulent duplicate.
Oh no.
Account, all this stuff. So now they're doing investigations. Now I have to talk to this person. I'm just like, I'm so done right now. Like I'm done. I'm actually done. Like I'm just done. So it is what it is. Here we are.
We are here and we are done.
We are here and we're done.
Yes.
I got twice done. This today and it's been really good because I've just been so negative and like because it's just I'm over this. I'm just so over negative like shit happening to me. And it's stuff that's out of my control. It's like I'm not doing any of this stuff to draw like negative attention onto me. I just want to just live in peace and chill.
I know. What the heck? Why must things constantly create strife and struggle? I mean, I can answer the laptop thing, right? I mean, aside from sleeping on it and stuff, modern laptops are specifically designed to fail so that you buy a new one. It's part of the business model. So that's just evil. That's out of your control. That's like intentionally evil. And and other things are like that. But as far as the teeth goes, that just sucks. I mean, what the hell? A person got pregnant and had a baby before your appointment rescheduling. What the fuck? You had to wait 9 months for a future appointment? That's insane. Yeah. That's so long. Babies were born. Babies were made and born between that time. That's crazy.
My friends have 2 babies already. I'm like, what is going on?
Inside of that 9 months.
Yeah.
It's a long ass time to be waiting. Yeah.
Going on. Like, it is what it is, though. Turns out it was the charger. Went into Best Buy. It's just the thing that with me is like, I hate adulting. I hate having to like adult. Like, it's like, I just want to live my life like, like picking fairy, like just like picking this flower, just a little fairy just dancing through the, and then also as soon as something like bad happens, I'm just like,
no, stop, world. Can't take
temples. I'm just like, no. I sound like, and I realized I was doing a little bit of reflecting. I sound a little bit like a baby. I think I'm just like an overgrown baby.
Yeah, we're all overgrown babies.
I'll work on it. I'm working on it, but it's just like because the thing is I'm alone. I've been alone like my whole life. So it's like I'm used to like being alone, and now that now that there's Aidan here, it's like I'm not used to this. I'm not used to like people being like, okay, it'll be fine. Just me used to just always having to deal with just the worst situations alone. And it's like I'm always like way back in the day, like someone went into my account and like tried to so like I was a cashier at a grocery store, and one of my normal customers was a teller at the bank. Somebody went into the bank and said that they were me and tried to take out money from my account. And then they were like pretending to be on the phone with me, and she was like, hand the phone to me. And then they like ran out. So that's how like she put my account under like under suspicion. So like when I went to use my card, it like declined because like my card closed. I was like, what's happening? Call my bank or that's what ended up happening. So now that this is happening, I'm just like so super like scared and worried because I had to go in and like they had to do an investigation and all this stuff, and they were like trying to say it was me, like trying to steal money out of my own account. I'm like, what? But people do that because there's just so much fraud. You don't understand in this big world that there's so much bad. And
there's so many people that get away with it. It's fucked up.
Like, I hate that type of stuff. So I get super like overwhelmed when it's just like, I'm just always anticipating the worst so that when the worst doesn't happen, it's like, okay, at least I can like just be. So if I do lose that,
try to manage expectations, but in the process of doing so, you live with a negative mentality all the time, a worldview.
Yeah, I'm working on it though. I'm working on it. So this may be the learning lesson from this whole situation that I'm just like negative.
Yeah. Let me tell you this, because I'm not the most happy-go-lucky guy in the world. I mean, obviously, I try to be. Like between Sam and I'm obviously the more optimistic one. But like,
she's in the back.
I definitely get down. It's definitely.
Who's that?
I missed that.
Sam was listening right now. She's like, what?
Oh yeah. She's in the other room. No. I'm good. But I shrunk all of a sudden. What's going on? I gotta get closer. But yeah, so yeah, my whole thing is, especially when it comes to trying to understand the world to try to better help yourself in situations of distress. I mean, first off, the cyber world is extremely fucked up and scary because, like, I'm not a technological individual. I mean, I know how to plug things in and use programs, but I don't understand programs. So if something gets weird or there is like some spooky identity thievery going on, I wouldn't know what to do except to just like delete my entire email, and I don't want to do that, so I just don't do anything and hope that it isn't identity theft, and it's like playing Russian roulette with like actual Russians, because I'm assuming they're the ones doing it. Russians or Indians, There's like certain countries that are known for cybercrime. But so I just it's if you're screwed anyway, whether or not it's already happened, then you just got to be like that sea turtle in Finding Nemo, just go with the flow, man. And it's like, oh, by the way, like, are you 100? We were told turtles can live to 100, and he's like, I'm 150 and still young. And you're like,
and he's like, ride the wave, man, or something like
just
that.
Ride that wave, just go with the flow. Yeah.
I found a meme that I posted on my Instagram, and it really related to me. It was like, when you're so mad and you start laughing.
Oh yeah,
because
that's real.
You're just across the line. I was at the point where I was like laughing. I was like, like I literally was like, this can't be real. Like this is like a joke right now. Like this is a joke. But then I read somebody else's story that, which was really enlightening. Actually, it was talking about how it was basically a post of their like week, and it was talking about how their work was pressuring them with vaccines and how they were like dealing with other pressures throughout their situation, like throughout their week. They lost like their phone or something. They had to get a new phone. Then it was the vaccine, the work, the phone, and then it was school. They failed a test, so then it brought their average down to 78. And then
that's my life.
Yeah, there was one other thing too. Like there was like one other thing where I was like, I responded and I was like, I thought my week was going bad, and I haven't like told anybody about my week. I just was like, I feel like I'm just having such a horrible week. But then it's like, oh my gosh, everybody has their horrible times and has their horrible days, and it's like, in retrospect, it's not that bad compared to other situations of people that like, I don't know how to explain it. Like there's so many different ways where like situations can go bad. Like there's a guy that I know, he has this like, he was doing this thing on his Instagram where he was allowing people to charge. He was basically saying coffee's on me. So he was saying, when you go to Starbucks, scan my story and I will reload my card every time it hits $100. So people were using it, and he's showing all the posts, and it's great. It's like, wow, awesome. He served over 100 people coffee, but people were taking advantage of it and now like taking his story and putting it on their story. And then
no.
Just a multiplier effect, so that he just loses.
So the bank had to shut his account down and all that stuff, which it was fine. He said everything worked out fine. He ended up figuring it out with the bank, all that stuff. He redid it. He's going to continue to do it. And he was just saying that, hey, the people that did that, just know that you know who you are. You know who you are.
Oh yeah.
But that's like, you caught grief, but like it's all good because I'm a good person and like it's how I take it. And I read that, I was like, oh my God. This guy, you can't tell me this guy didn't like slam a cupboard or something. Like, there's no way. I would
right, yeah.
I would what's my
He just didn't add that to his explanation.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
That happened, but no need to add that to the story, right? It's supposed to be uplifting, so you don't add those parts to it. It's like whenever like docudramas are made, where it's like this is based on a true event, and it's like the story of someone, and it's like them coming up, and they're starting in like a dingy apartment, they have no money, and then all of a sudden they catch a break, and there's like a montage of them getting better and stuff. It's like it doesn't show the in-betweens of them like, like having the shits at work or something, like after they got their big break, and they like think everyone's watching them and like hating them and stuff, and they're taking too long in the bathroom and they're freaking out. It's like, man, because I could tell you guys something. It's like me working where I'm working now at Le Bleu Clou is like on the surface level amazing because it's like, of course, it's like a famous kids TV show, but then also the environment is still in general positive, and like when I think back on every day, I go, oh, that was a good day, that wasn't a bad day, right? Nobody was like yelling at me or anything. I was getting the job done. However, in the moment by moment experience that I have, I feel constant insecurity. I'm like sitting at my little section, like on the side of the studio, and then, I'm the person flipping the monitor around for the main host, or I'm like running around changing the Apple boxes and stuff. And I'm sure this isn't happening, but I just feel this like constant judgment of like, oh, you're doing it right or you're doing it wrong. And I'm just like in this constant state of like uneasiness and like feeling like I'm being scrutinized and judged constantly. And I'm like, does anybody here actually like me? Like, are they just being nice to me, but they don't actually like me? And
is that imposter syndrome? Where you feel like
probably part of it.
Good enough.
It's like a combination of imposter syndrome, but then also like projection and like insecurity, where it's like I'm assuming everyone else's feelings, and I'm just thinking like the worst thing about myself, but I'm doing it through them, where I'm like, I think they don't like me or whatever, and that's just me being insecure about like my own place there, right? Because it's like I'm coming into this show and everybody already knows each other because it's season 4, so I'm like the new person. So everybody has like inside jokes with each other. Everyone's being chummy, but then when they talk to me, they're being straightforward. Oh, yeah. That was interesting. So I feel insecure, but
it will.
When I stop and then look back, I go, oh, I have good memories when I look back. And I was taking note of this today because I knew that we were talking on the podcast. I was like, I got to make sure that I remember that I feel insecure during the day, but then look back at it with positive memories. So I don't know what's up with that. The moment to moment, I'm like not having a good time, but then looking back at it, I'm like, oh, that was a good time. And then I have other scenarios where like I have a good time moment to moment, but then I look back and then go, oh, thank God I'm not in that scenario anymore. So it's just interesting how perspective works, right? Like the whole idea of bad luck, where it's like, luck, like I feel like luck and karma, those two things, they exist, but they exist poetically. It's like karma exists just with other people. The universe doesn't believe in karma, but people will treat you better if you treat people better, and they'll treat you worse if you treat people worse. So I feel like that's like a person by person karma. And then as far as luck goes, I feel like luck is a real thing, but the only thing that isn't real about it is that you can't manipulate it or change it. And it's not like someone can have bad luck. They can just have a moment happen to them or a day that was bad luck, It's just a way to describe like, oh, that was bad circumstances.
Yeah,
right?
There isn't like the force that's governing.
Yeah. It's not like God is specifically choosing you and saying you're gonna have a bad day today. It's like no, it was circumstantial. It was coincidental. It was Russian roulette, but with the universe, right? It's like you needed to get to that place really quick, but you hit every single red light on the way, and it's not like that can be changed, and it's not like that was happening to you. It's like that was also happening to the car behind you because they're also getting every red light, right? But maybe they're not stressing about it because they're not in a rush. Or even if they are in a rush, they think to themselves, oh, well, at this point, this is just completely out of my control, so I'm just going to chill, Just going to go with the flow. Yeah.
Yep. That's a good way to put it. That's definitely how the situation is for, like, seeing it through my eyes and then seeing it through somebody else's eyes. It's like somebody can take this as, like, the biggest problem in the world, or it could be, like, a super minuscule problem. It's also, too, like, me, like, filling my days with things that are keeping me preoccupied enough where like I'm not so focused on the negative, right? Because like my main thing too is like I can control basically everything in my life because I have complete control. So I think when things are out of control, that's when I get super like my head just like gets blown off. Like I just like don't know what to do. And then when there's money involved, I'm like, this is so frustrating because it's like that's my money.
Yeah, that's why I'm scared of being like independent, being like a business owner or something. I'm like, like as soon as money problems happen, I would just start spiraling, and I just don't trust them. I'm too scared. So I'm like, someone else be the business owner, and I'll just take your money, your little yeah. I'll take your. I'm a scared little boy. Please, just give me a penny for all my hard work. Yeah. And that's funny. I talked to my landlord, and he was like, Joe, like you're good at landscaping. You're good at doing outdoor stuff, right? You like trees. I'm like, yeah. And he's like, if you want to start a business, I'll back that. I'll give you money. And I was like, what? I was like, I don't know. He's like, you could make like $500,000 a year doing that. And I was like, thank you so much, but like, I don't know how to start a business. That sounds way too stressful. I'm like, if you did the business side, I would do the work side. I'm totally fine working. I love working. I'm a worker. So if you want to have that be a relationship, you do all the files and stuff and like all the scary, interactions with money, and then I'll just be the worker. And then we can split that, $250K a year. That sounds pretty tight.
You know what the worst question is that you can get as a freelancer?
Love it.
Is how much do you charge?
Yeah.
I hate that question.
Charge too much.
Because then you turn it back on them and say, well, what's your budget? Like,
too much for your
and then they'll say, well, I've got an unlimited budget. How much do you charge? You're like, no. I want to.
If they got unlimited, then I just go $1 billion, $100 trillion.
My budget's always too much.
Yeah.
No, but that's the thing, though. They say how much do you charge, and you say, oh, it's this much, and they go, oh, it's a bit too expensive. Can you meet now?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's the one thing though I learned about in business is you can't ever like cheapen like your value. It's like someone says like they can't pay, too bad for you. They'll find someone else that will pay that. Because as soon as you lower your expectations, then they it's done, it's over.
It sticks that way. Yeah. For future business.
So never ever have I like lowballed. I always like give what I'm worth and my time what I'm worth. And then once you start doing more than that, that's when you know it's like it's not the right client.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Right, when they're like over exceeding that amount, where it's like, okay, maybe I should charge you more because now I'm realizing that I'm doing more than what I'm supposed to.
Yeah. Or you're treating me like shit or something. It's like, well,
and that's when you get a shit.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And what's so interesting? I had a photo shoot on the past weekend. And the photographer was talking about how that it was just the lady didn't want to pay him because she was like not impressed and like she's just saying that he didn't like put forth enough effort when like also he was saying that basically he's ready to go for everything, but they're the ones that are behind. So like they weren't ready to like certain shoots and they weren't ready to be on this or that. And now that like they have to be accountable for it, he's saying that they just want to blame him and then not pay him. I'm just like, dang, isn't that gaslighting?
That's such a
obviously common,
that's a really common thing for photographer clients to do. It happened to me with a wedding.
Vulture. Yeah.
I did a wedding and they lowballed me, but I needed the money, so I was like, all right, like I think I quoted them like $1,200, which is like the standard. I think around that sort of standard for to do a wedding.
Yeah.
And then they were like, "Oh, that's a bit too much," and I think they got me down to like 600.
Damn.
But I needed the money, and I was just like starting out. Like it was when I was just moved here, so like I didn't have any connections or anything.
Yeah. You were given an opportunity, so
you
went for it.
And $600 is still $600. Yeah. So then, like you get like a little bit of a deposit up front. It wasn't half; it was like maybe 150 or 200. Wasn't quite half, but anyway. Yeah. So they planned out all the stuff they wanted. They were very, especially the groom. The groom was very meticulous. He wrote down like this document of all the picture combinations that he needed. So it's like obviously like pictures of bride and groom, pictures of bride and groom with groom's parents, pictures of bride and groom with bride's parents, pictures of bride and groom with best man, pictures of bride and groom, like all like a full like detailed list like that. But he made everybody like annotate. So like the groom was G on this document, and the bride was B, and then
maybe,
and then bride's mother would be like BM. And like so, it's like really just like annoyingly complex document. Like you could have just written,
overly complicated.
Yeah, and then the day comes. Oh, also before he chose, like before they were like, okay, yeah, you can do it. They insisted on seeing like obviously like see a portfolio. That's fine, like check out my portfolio. But they were being like, oh, what else have you got? Have you got an Instagram we can check? Have you got like a website? Have you got this and this?
Stop it right there. No, that's the portfolio. Like,
yeah, if you're a photographer. You're a photographer. Like you take pictures. You have some. Anyway, the day comes, and the wedding. It's a town hall wedding as well. It's not a it's like a 15-minute town hall. It's in Toronto, Joe. It's at Toronto City Hall, right? Yeah. So I go there and I take my old roommate Andy to help me out. Okay. So we get there and we realize that area is really shit for parking. And we're doing circles around town hall trying to find anywhere. Can't find anywhere. We have to drive a few blocks away to like a parking structure. Yeah. We pack up, then we walk back City Hall, go in. It's just a quick and easy 15-minute wedding, and I'm taking the pictures, and the groom has set up his own camera to record it all, like a video. I'm like, okay, cool, like get your own footage as well, whatever. But I'm walking in front of the camera and stuff because I've got to get my photos. And then obviously it's over very quick, and that okay, cool. Now we've rented out this photography studio to do all the photos in. Okay. Which they told me about in advance. Like, cool, yeah. So like, okay, go get your car. Like, this is the address. Like, cool, yeah. They go and they're waiting for like an Uber or something to pick them, the bride and groom and the parents up. And then, so I have to send Andy to go get the car. It's a few blocks away. Yeah. So I was like, oh, it's not going to make it in time because everything's like to the wire, Yeah. So what they had planned for this bride and groom, this meticulous groom, is that he hadn't planned for the travel distance in Toronto being like 4 times
an hour to go anywhere.
Yeah.
So it's 2 blocks away. That's 30 minutes.
Yeah. So the wedding, the 15-minute ceremony. Let's say it was 2 p.m. Or let's say it ended at 2 p.m.
Yeah.
He then booked the studio session from 2 p.m. till 3 p.m. So then it's like, okay, well, now we've got to get across town. And it was like across town as well. To this studio to do these pictures. But they've only booked an hour session at the studio. So I have to, like, Andy's taking too long getting the car. So I call an Uber as well. So we're like stuck in traffic. Their Uber's ahead of mine, trying to get to this studio. We get there. The studio's on like the 2nd floor of this building. So I'm walking in. And there's like the grandma or something, and she's like disabled. She can't get upstairs.
Oh my god!
The 2nd floor. There's no elevator, so it's like okay, so grandma's not going to be in the pictures. Let's check her off the list. I go upstairs. It's now like, let's say it's like 2:25 at this point, maybe even 2:30. So we've already missed half an hour of the time slot, and the bride and groom and a few of the parents are talking to this girl on the like reception, saying like, can we get more time? Like, but can we, we've had to get across Toronto. She doesn't care.
Obviously, she's like, why didn't you plan for that?
Yeah. She's like, you've got people in right after you. Like, there's another wedding coming in at 3.
They're already here.
Yeah, I think actually
they've been waiting.
They actually were already there. So now I've only got half an hour to get through this document, this list of like zodiac symbols to figure out who's who, because I don't know any.
Like, listen, why isn't it just on you guys? Don't make it on me.
Exactly.
Everyone else.
This was the problem. It was on me. It was on me to be like, I don't. Who's the bride's dad? Which one of you's the bride's dad? Because they need a picture with you and the bride, you and the groom, and then and of course, one of the bride or groom, one of their parents was divorced, so they had a second set of parents.
Yeah.
So that's a double amount of, and it's like, we want the best man. Oh, and also we want, my auntie who actually raised me as a kid, and I count her as like my mum as well. And, and my godparents who I only see once every 10 years, and I need pictures with them as well. So I'm like trying to do all these different people, and I missed a bunch because I don't know any, and I only have half an hour, and I had to get like the actual bride and groom pictures too, like the actual good bride and groom pictures where it's just the bride and groom in the window, looking out the window, holding hands, kissing, things like that. I've got to get all those done. And that bang on 3 p.m. the girl from outside is bringing in that other family.
Yeah, exactly. All right, and you guys get
it. Them in on the dot, and it's like, all right, I guess we've got to go now. Yeah, checking the time. Yeah, and then as weddings go, then you have a function, right? Then you have the reception part.
Yeah.
So they book this restaurant. It's across town again, Joe. It's like opposite side of. So we've gone from like.
They must not be locals. There's no way they're locals.
Like a triangle, right? We've gone from City Hall. We've gone up to northeast. Now we're going northwest Toronto. Right. We park up again. They've hired this like. They must have thought it was so cool. This like bougie like taco restaurant, and it's like a nightclub inside though. It's like cool and dark, and like there's jars with light bulbs hanging down and stuff, and like there's like fake plants on the wall climbing up trellises.
Yeah.
Thought that looks cool, but I'm going, this place is so dark. How am I going to take any pictures here?
Gotta get up close with a flashlight on their face. Just take a picture.
For all the pictures. And when you have giant shadows behind everyone. Right? All these pictures are taken in the dark. Everyone's got shadows behind them, and everyone's got red eye from the flash. So I had to edit the red eye out.
Oh my God.
And then I took this this gold and silver backdrop that I could hang, because I thought we could do pictures against the backdrop, like prom photo kind of thing. You know, you have a backdrop, you stand against it, everyone can come up one at a time, get some pictures. I bought props as well, like had these little masks on sticks that could hold up and mustaches on sticks.
Yeah. You got a whole kit going there. Yeah. So
I had that. And I'm looking around this restaurant. I'm like, there's not a single wall that doesn't have like a table against it. So there's no walls where I put this backdrop, apart from one wall, and it's the wall in between the male and the female bathroom doors. So I can't put it there because people need to be constantly going in and out. And then to the left of that area was the kitchen, and the wait staff would be bringing plates of food. So I was like, I can't do this. So that idea. So now I can only take pictures of people in the dark with flash on. So when it's all said and done, that was something they complained about. They were like, oh, well, all the pictures were really dark. And like it was my fault that they chose a nightclub restaurant. And I didn't get every single combination of family members in the photos. But the biggest one was... another family member had brought, I don't know what you guys call them here, but it's like a headband, and it has two little like springy things on top. What do you call those?
Oh, I don't know, just like a headband. Yeah,
there's not really a name for that.
It's got like
nothing. It's just
have like little funny things.
Yeah,
that's it. Just headband with whatever with little dildo alien wires or whatever. Yeah.
Someone gave the bride and groom those with like Canadian flags on or something, because they were going to be moving to Europe. So it was like, oh, wear these because you're going to be leaving Canada.
Right.
And then the as the night goes on, the bride and groom, everyone's getting them drinks. So they're wasted pretty early on. They're pretty lightweight. They're wearing these things. And I'm just taking pictures. I'm like, oh, that's fun. That's cute. Whatever. You're wearing those. They, after the fact, complained to me saying, as the photographer, you should have seen that we looked stupid wearing those and told us to take them off.
That's their choice. What do you mean? How are you supposed to know that they wouldn't like it?
They're like 40 years old, and they're the client. I'm not going to tell them. Like,
you won't like this. You don't know what you like. I know what you like, and you don't like that. It's like, what do you mean? Tacky people are the whole world over. For all you know, they're a tacky person who likes that.
Yeah,
that's so stupid.
Yeah. So I did the nice thing of edited them out of the pictures, which didn't do because luckily the room black, so like only they're illuminated. The rest of the room's black, so I could just like paint black around the head and.
Yeah.
But it was like, you're gonna complain to me that you, a 40-year-old person, chose to wear something
that headband
you knew was bad on your wedding day.
I don't like people.
Complain.
I try my very best to be kind and sweet, but like some people, like honestly, the moment that you called an Uber, I would have hopped in that Uber and I would have went straight home.
Just leave. Yeah. So like, I'm just gonna count my losses and get out. Yeah.
This was like a weekend wedding as well, so like it's like weekend traffic. It's like everyone's goes to the city on the weekend.
Did
like,
you get paid?
So this became like a back and forth email argument of being like, "Well, we don't think you did a good enough job. You ruined our wedding day."
No.
Well, you're the ones who like scheduled this awful, stupid day.
Yeah, everything that is wrong with me is because of you.
Yeah, and like you chose
half the studio time. You know,
you were late getting to the studio. You didn't book enough time, and also in my like contract, knowing that I was getting paid way less than I should have been, I said, "Okay, I'll take as many pictures as I do on the day, but I'm only going to edit 50 pictures."
Yeah.
I'm only going to edit 50, and then you get everything else. You get all the raw files. You can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
So like all the back and forth and stuff, I chose 50 pictures, edited them, gave them everything in a file, and then never spoke to them again. I was like, right, I've got the deposit. Fuck you.
I think that was
wait. So did they not pay the rest?
Because it was just backwards and forwards. We don't think you've done good. So I was just like, I'm not even.
That's why you raise and lower the price, because the moment you do that, it's done.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. I think like if you're gonna bring my down anyway, like you're not even willing to pay me that much, then fuck you. I'm not gonna like.
You're being so picky, as if like you just paid someone $1,500 or something.
You paid me a couple of grand here. You've paid me.
Yeah, it's like you lowballed me. But the reason
then it treated me as if you highballed me and they were expecting the world. Yeah. Yo, I bet you that's like their like fourth marriage. Like they're the type of people that are just complete assholes in general. And they're constantly like getting remarried and remarried and remarried because like they don't know how to be with another person. Because they seem insane. Like how do you treat someone like that? Or
but those are
at 40 years old, how do you not understand how to plan something?
Yeah. How do you value someone else's like work and
worth and everything? Yeah. How do you not just give
because
basic respect to someone when talking to them and when they provide a service for you? Yeah.
But that honestly put me off weddings for life, like photographing.
Right.
Because
traumatized you. Yeah.
Yeah, because they expect, and I know it's like their big day, but people expect so much on their wedding day.
Mm-hmm.
It becomes kind of almost inhuman for like one day to mean so much to someone, especially
they'll become a monster. They'll act like they've never acted before. Yeah,
and it's a societal thing that obviously like women tell for women, like, this is your big day. You've got to have the best dress. You've got to have the best,
toxic as fuck.
Yeah,
I think that's probably the worst part of our society is weddings.
Yeah.
So much money goes in. It's such a money guzzler. It's fucked.
Yeah.
It's so fucked.
That's hard.
I just feel bad for people who are under that impression that it has to be like such a big deal. Yeah.
Because in this case, you didn't go back. Like for me, when I was doing like social media marketing, one of my last clients was like just so much. Like they were a higher paying client, but it's like it came down to the point where I seriously had said it is not worth the money. Like it's so weird when you're just thinking like you're getting money. It's like, oh my god, but it's like it's not worth it. It's just not worth it. Yeah. Like there's certain points where it's like some things are not worth the money. And like you had mentioned, Aidan, you said you needed the money at the time. That's why you technically got lowballed. You accepted the lowball. So you live and you learn. It won't happen again, right?
No.
That's it.
No. Yeah.
That's it. As long as you learn from those things.
Yeah. You've always got to put yourself first when you're like doing anything like that. You go, okay, how much is my time worth, and how much are they causing me stress, and like is it worth the money to go through this?
And I think with wedding in specific, like it's best to work like with referrals, because then it's someone that you know prior, and then they can.
So maybe they won't treat you as bad.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because they're kind of like going on
an
the
obligation not to be a monster just by.
I actually got going back to D being potentially frauded or scammed, but I almost did a wedding before that. Same sort of scenario. I just moved to Canada. I was looking for work.
Yeah.
And I picked up this one like really early on, I think someone was like advertising it on wherever, Kijiji or Facebook Market, like, hey, I need a wedding photographer. Yeah. Or maybe it was like a photographer website or something. I don't know. And it was this guy in Toronto, and well, at least he said he was in Toronto, and he was like, I'm getting married, need a photographer. And I was like, cool, I'll do it. And again, I think this one would have been about $1,200, and I think that's why I carried that number across to the next one. So I was like, okay, that seems like a good area to kind of quote people. Yeah. And this guy was like, yeah, cool. It's going to be at. It wasn't City Hall, but it was some like function event space in Toronto.
Yeah.
And it was, he gave me the date and stuff, and he was like, okay, I'm going to mail you out the deposit in a check, and then I'll pay you the rest after. So the check comes, and the check is twice the amount that it should be. Yeah, I was like, oh. So I contacted, it's like, I don't know, let's just call him Frank. I was like, Frank, oh, you sent me, $1,000, you only sent me half the amount. And he goes, oh, I've sent you the wrong check. That check is meant for the hair and makeup girl.
Right. Okay. I already see where this is going. Yeah.
And
I know this technique. Not that I've done it.
Yeah. So in England, we don't really deal with checks. That's like a thing of the past. I don't know why Canada still obsesses with checks still. Like in England, we've gone digital. I don't know why here. Yeah. So no one uses checks in England. So I'm like, oh, okay. I guess this is how checks work. So he's like, can you just put it back in your bank and send me the money digitally? So I'm like, okay, cool. I'll just do that. That seems easy.
You gotta wait till it deposits.
Yeah. So I put it in the bank, and then the bank, the bank were like, must have been like,
it takes like a day or two usually.
The bank automatically knew something was up. So they shut it down straight away, but by shutting it down, they shut my account. Like they closed my account. Well, not locked my account. Sorry, they locked me out because they knew that something fraudulent was going on. Yeah. So I go into the bank and I explain what happened, and the woman was super nice. She's like, "This happens. Like next time, don't fall for this." She's like, "This guy never had the money in the account. You put the check in. It takes a week to clear, but you were about to send him the $1,000 out of your own money, and he would have taken that and run."
That's so elaborate of him to come up with that whole like wedding scenario too.
Yeah, well,
like he put an effort into that scam. Normally it's just like, hey, I'll give you money. And then
scammers, to be honest, it's a full-time job. Scam is a full-time job too.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so they're doing like investment.
Yeah, but what's fun is that like she told me like this guy's scamming you. You can get the police involved if you want. I didn't, but what I did do, just out of like my own sanity, like just to make sure like I was doing the right thing, is I called, because he gave me the number for the bloody town hall or wherever they're getting married, right?
Yeah.
So I called them up. I was like, hey, do you have a wedding booked for Frank on whatever, April 12th or whatever? Yeah. And they're like, no, there's no one booked under that name. So that's when I was like, okay, this guy's definitely got me. I can't remember if I just blocked him or if I ended up texting him and saying like,
screw you, man,
or something. But yeah, luckily, although like same with UD, like no one contacted me to tell me. But
your account was blocked and you had to find out why. Yeah.
So I went in person and like spoke to them. They were like, oh yeah, like this was a fraudulent check, but we shut everything down. So yeah.
Dang.
Yeah. Dang. Shit.
What the hell? Yeah.
It's giving me anxiety hearing that story because like I don't know. Anything to do with like banks and stuff like that, I get so scared. It's like I have like a super bad phobia that I just feel like the FBI just would come on my door, like just throw me in jail or something.
No, but you're not doing anything. It's them.
No, I told you that. Yeah, like like all the receipts are there. Like the bank are fully aware of what's happened. They're trying to investigate for you.
No, that's not good. It's not good to have checks bouncing in your account. That's not good.
Of course not. But like, don't worry about the police. Nothing. Yeah, you're not in there.
Yeah, they're not. Yeah, they're not coming to you. But so speaking of scams and frauds, this is going to be my segue because I don't have my own story. So hopefully that releases some anxiety. I was never scammed, at least as far as I know.
That never happened.
Yet, hey, I mean, right? Dare to dream. Maybe one day I'll get scammed, but no. But I think the whole world was scammed when the Nintendo Direct of September dropped. And in it, they revealed who the cast of the Super Mario movie being made by Illumination is coming out. And Mario, instead of it being the voice actor of Mario, who's been the same human being for the last 25 years, instead of it being him, which is the right move, instead of that, they're like, let's cast fucking cool guy Chris Pratt to play a 40-year-old Italian plumber. What? Is he gonna do like kind of like a racist accent, or is he gonna just be like, "Hi, it's me, Chris Pratt."
Down for this.
Yeah, I think everybody unanimously was like, "Nintendo, stop." That's literally like people already love your franchise. Why are you trying to change it for Hollywood? Just do the exact same thing.
All the cast is like Anna Taylor-Joy's fine, but like Charlie Day is
as Luigi. I know. I was thinking Keegan-Michael Key should be Luigi. Because he's like a tall, skinny guy, and plus he's like an actual voice actor. Like he has actual experience in that field. Everyone else isn't. They're just like A-listers that they just grabbed. But it's like he's an actual. He could do like a good voice.
What is it about? Though?
I'm assuming Bowser steals Peach, and then Mario and Luigi.
And they'll have a bunch of fan service. There'll be a Mario Kart scene in there, and there'll be like there's
there'll be a montage, I think, of him going through the levels. So there's going to be like a cat him, a raccoon him.
Yeah.
You know, him riding Yoshi, all that stuff. Yeah. And then fucking Seth Rogen as Donkey Kong. It's me, Donkey Kong. I just smoke weed. I'm high. It's like, what the fuck? You're not Donkey Kong.
It's like Nintendo just like Googled Hollywood comedy actors. And like the first 10 that came up, they just took those 10. Like it's like it's the most obvious names you could think, like, but
and here's one like little thought experiment I did after hearing the cast. I was like, what if we rearrange these and see if I can come up with something better myself? So it's like Jack Black. I think he's also good at voice acting, right? Like he's done all those Kung Fu Panda movies.
Yeah.
He has experience being really expressive with his voice. So why not make him Donkey Kong? I feel like he's Donkey Kong. He's not a bad guy, or even as Mario. That's true.
Yeah.
But I would save Mario for Charlie Day, which seems weird, but because he's like, oh my god, like what's going on? Like he's like a screamy kind of guy.
Okay.
You have Mario. You try to make him do an Italian. He would almost be kind of like make him do the racist Italian accent because like he's already like a bad guy and It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Like him and all the main characters are like bad people. So why does he go, it's a me, Mario? Just have him running around. And then Keegan-Michael Key is Luigi. You can keep the bananas.
Like a straight man, funny man combo with those two, and have like Charlie Day as like the crazy over the
top guy who's like wanting to just get all the mushrooms,
and then have Luigi as like someone like Bryan Cranston who can just do like straight deadpan humor.
Yeah, and be like, we really should not go into this dungeon.
Yeah,
it's obviously crap. Yeah.
Okay.
And then who is Bowser in this endgame scenario? I don't know. I guess it's got to be Chris Pratt as Bowser, actually. I think that would work. Because Bowser doesn't really talk, he just growls. So that way he has the least amount of lines.
Yeah. No, get
Seth Rogen as Toad. I'm Toad! Because at least that would make sense, because Toad is like, Toadstool, it's a mushroom, right? So it's like he's just stoned all the time, because he is a psychedelic.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's my swapping.
People,
if they had to keep the same actors.
For a few reasons, to be honest, not just that. Yeah, yeah.
Like he was the Lego Movie guy. He's already a character.
Yeah, he's already Lego Movie guy. But people, there's a lot of kind of suggested rumors about him, which sees him. He's been cancelled a few times. He's
Well, I know he left Anna Faris because he became like a born-again Christian.
Yeah, and apparently
like, couldn't her die, and she was like, "What the fuck?" And then so they divorced. Yeah. It didn't really happen like that. That's me, obviously.
No, but that's one of the reasons people aren't super keen on him anymore. Allegedly, he did cheat on her as well.
Oh, what an asshole!
And allegedly, that particular church he's a member of is
they're homophobic, right?
And allegedly, he's also a hardcore Trump supporter. So there's a few things where people like they were ranking. I've seen it a few times. People rank the Chris's of Marvel. So there's Hemsworth, Pine. Oh, Pine's DC, but Chris Pine, Chris Hemsworth, Chris Evans.
Yeah, and then Chris Pratt.
There's probably another, but yeah, like they like to rank them, and Pratt's at the bottom.
That one?
I would put Hemsworth as the top. I would go Hemsworth, Evans, Pine.
Evans at the top. Come on, it's Captain America.
Hemsworth seems to have a lot more charisma because he's Australian. He's just like
right. Well, he's a surfer dude. He seems like a stoner in real life. He's like, I work out all the time. I love Sheila's and I love surfing. Man.
And like, have you seen his kids on Instagram? His kids like his kids are like mini surfer versions of him.
Oh,
and like he's huge property in Australia. He's got this nice big mansion and this huge property. And his kids, who are pretty young, they're all probably under 10 years old. They're just wild kids. Like they're how kids should be. They're like driving around on ATVs and stuff. And like, this is all on his Instagram.
Wow. Okay. Someone of that. Who is this?
This is So he's just living that surfer Australian life. Like,
is that the one that's brother that
Thor? He's the Thor boy.
Oh, Thor. Yeah. Okay. I know which one.
Blondie.
He's okay. He's cool.
Yeah. Very cool.
But Evans is like inspirational. You know, he's like the role model baseball player.
The one that's
like, all right, remember, kids, don't do drugs.
The one that we don't like looks kind of like Joe, right?
Honestly, yeah.
The one that we don't like,
kind of. Pratt. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was who your picture was at first.
Oh. Interesting.
I
look like Patrick Wilson. Let's get it straight on that. But I'm just saying, as far as your basic build, Caucasian male,
you can go for Chris Pratt. I think you can go for Chris Pratt. You don't? Think
I don't want to though.
Who is Chris Pratt? Is Chris Pratt?
Chris Pratt's the born again Christian. He was the Guardians of the Galaxy Star-Lord
and Jurassic World.
World.
What I don't get too is like, it's like, okay, before all this stuff came out, okay, get this. I've never seen Guardians of the Galaxy, and do you know why?
Why?
Because I don't like whoever that is.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And now the stuff comes out and everyone's like, oh my god, we hate him. It's like, he was lame. Oh, he was always lame. He was always lame.
You knew before it was cool. Yeah.
He was always lame.
Back in the day.
Yeah. I didn't mind him in Guardians, but I really, really dislike him in Jurassic World.
Oh yeah, because he's charismaless.
Yeah.
Like, all right, but he's like treating them like dogs, and it's like,
yeah. I mean, those movies are not great, but yeah.
Even in the Endgame stuff, I'm like, no, cut them out, cut him out.
Oh, well, there's the controversy. Okay, so we could
cut him out.
We could ride this controversy to the end. I don't know how long you want to go for, but
just saying,
is the snap in Infinity War? Sorry, is that Star-Lord's fault? Because
yes,
they're on
100%. He starts punching Thanos.
They're on Titan.
Yeah,
and Spider-Man and Tony Stark have the glove that almost got it off. Mantis is on his head, hypnotizing him.
Hypnotized. They're about to pull it off, and then he starts just around his leg, so she loses her grip on him, and then he breaks out of it.
And he breaks free, and he escapes.
Yes.
Why? This all happens because of this loser.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Because he gets mad, right? Doesn't he get mad?
Yeah. So, Thanos
killed my love.
Teases him. Yeah. He says like, "Oh, Gamora's last words were whatever," and it makes him mad. Yeah.
That already makes me hate him even more now. Like I already hate him even from that.
Yeah. You know what's interesting? His character arc or character type that he's been cast in movies. It changed once he got super jacked. Once he was given the Marvel treatment, and before then he was known as the dopey, good-willed loser or whatever. Like, I don't know if that's a good.
Oh, and I am a huge Parks and Rec fan, and he's great in Parks and Rec.
He plays like a dopey, like happy boy.
Brilliant.
Yeah. And he was in Wanted, and he's like the friend of the main character who's like banging the main character's girlfriend.
Like in Parks and Rec, a lot of his best lines in Parks and Rec are all him improvising. Like he's brilliant.
Oh yeah, no kidding. Yeah. So he is a comedic guy.
You don't want to see him jack.
Yeah, he's not like comedian anymore. He's like hot guy.
He's the hot guy, and that's when you completely lost it. Yeah, and also, if you guys have seen Midsommar, you know, the shitty boyfriend that like that should have been Chris Pratt playing that character, because I feel like that's Chris Pratt in real life. Like he's just a shitty person who's like bad at relationships, and you know, is just a selfish asshole.
Resemblance those two actors, yeah.
And like I feel like that's his real life personality, and so that's why he's getting cast in these like charismaless roles now, because that's like he's a hollow shell of a person.
Wow.
Which is like, Jesus. Like honestly, why doesn't Martin Scorsese take Chris Pratt and make like a Catholic movie like he did with you know, when he made that other movie, Silence, I think it was called.
I never saw.
Just make a religious movie, Chris Pratt. If you're religious, why don't you go down that road? Go down the Mel Gibson road and just make Passion of the Christ too.
Was Silence good? Did you see it?
Yeah, I saw it and I thought it was good, especially because Scorsese is a Catholic. Like he does believe in at least that community. Like I don't know metaphysically what he believes. And the movie is literally all about losing faith. It's about two pastors or priests or whoever they are going to Japan to try to find their mentor because they lost communication with them. Because obviously the mission of the Catholic Church is to spread the word of Jesus across the whole world, right? There were Mormons before Mormons existed. And so in Japan, there's a bunch of Catholics because there's like a settlement there. But Japan is going through this stage because I don't know what year, it's supposed to be like the 1800s, I think. There's like a new emperor that took over, and they were like, fuck all other religions. And so they started killing people who were Catholic and that kind of stuff, right? Not part of the Edo religion or whatever the specific dominating one at that time. And so now I'm forgetting his name, but who's second Spider-Man? What's his name?
Andrew Garfield. Yeah,
Andrew Garfield, the main character, along with I think Adam Driver. The two of them are the priests, and they're going off trying to find. I'm forgetting everyone's name now, but
I think it was Liam Neeson, right?
Yeah, Liam Neeson. Yeah. They're trying to find Liam Neeson, and then Adam Driver like dies, like trying to save a bunch of Catholics, and they all kind of drown in a boat because, you know, the samurai like break up their boat, and they're like, "Die, Catholics!" And then so it's just Andrew Garfield left. He's like, "Oh shit!" And then he finally finds his master, and his master's hanging out with the Japanese officials, and he's like, "Oh, he must have explained himself, or they must have like found pity on the Catholics." And then so he goes over, or like he gets kidnapped, like trying to get into the police station. I don't know where he is, but then he comes face to face with Liam Neeson. Liam Neeson's like, "Yeah, I'm not Catholic anymore, bro." He's like, "Oh, yeah, how could that be? What happened?" He's like, "Yeah, I believe in the Japanese religion." He's like, straight up, it's like, you know, we live inside of nature. Because I forget what the specific beliefs are, but
I don't know the religion.
Nintendo tries to incorporate it, and I think Miyazaki films do the same thing, where it's about being like in a harmonious relationship with nature.
Yeah,
so,
it's more spiritual. Yeah,
and it's more general. It's not like super strict and specific like Catholicism is. And so he's just like, bro, like you got it all wrong, man. The church is like they're not doing it right. Like they don't know what to do. And he's like, "How could like what are you saying right now?" And then so the movie ends with him being like, "Yeah, you can like lose your religion and just be free here, or we'll just put you in jail." And so he just went to jail, and then after like they release him, and then Andrew Garfield just goes back to Italy or wherever he's from, and then and that's the movie. So it's like true. Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry to drag this on a bit longer. Speaking of religion and the Catholic Church, Joe. Dee and I binge watched a new show on Netflix called Midnight Mass.
Yeah. Oh, Sam and I are watching it now, so no spoilers. We
finished, in that case, we'll talk about it next week then.
Okay.
Wait until you've watched it. Absolutely. There we go. Okay, so we won't talk about it now. We'll talk about it next week. There we go.
Yeah, we know exactly.
Have you been watching it?
We're watching it, yeah. We're super interested. We're watching that simultaneously at the same time as watching a Squid Game, which I highly recommend.
Then I can talk to you about, but I've finished Squid Game too. But again,
we're not finished yet. I think there's 2 episodes left.
Okay, so next week, Squid Game and Midnight Mass.
Wait, but that means we have to binge it. Because I watch it. Like, listen, guys, Sam's an amazing human being, but she's not good at binge watching stuff, and it irks me because I so desperately want to finish the story. I'm like, let's go, next episode. It's like 1 episode, maybe a day, maybe 2 days, and I'm like, faster now! I want to watch it all.
Like, what after episode? Do you guys just like do stuff after?
No, or that's it, because I don't get home until whatever time, so we'll watch
like us, yeah. So they just go to bed.
We watch like an episode of something, and then that's it.
That's so interesting and so cute. I love that. Just like, all right, let's go. 1 episode done, we're out.
Like, and then go away. Yeah, I don't like pacing myself. I'm an addict. Like, I want more. It's like,
yeah.
Once I get going, I don't want to stop.
I don't know. It's like I thought the show was a little bit slow, but now that it's done and over, I'm a little sad that it's not on anymore. It's almost like it took a slow build for me, and it's like it finally got to the point where it's like, okay, it's somewhat interesting, but now it's done. That's the story for me. That's where I'll leave it. We'll get into it next week, guys.
Well, yeah. We'll at least say this: we can begin talking about it in parts. I don't know if you're down for that. If I don't finish the series, we're like, let's talk about episodes 1 to 3.
Yeah.
Because then maybe it's more fresh in my mind, or.
Which one are you 3 episodes in? Midnight Mass?
No. So Midnight Mass, I think, is just 2 episodes.
Okay.
So I had just reached the part where the girl in the wheelchair, the guy's like, "Come on, bro, stand," and he's being like a fucking asshole, and I was like, "Stop it! Like, what are you doing?" He's like, "Dude, let's go!" And she's like trying to like zoom forward, and he gets up on the steps, and he's like, you gotta work for this, Cookie. Let's go." And then she stands. Yeah.
Yeah. So, okay.
Audio Christ.
I will say this. How about this? I'll predict something, and then we'll see if it's true or not once we get later in. But I think the priest is like some kind of vampire creature, and he clearly ate the old priest and then gained his knowledge of Catholicism. And he's like a philosophical Mothman creature during the night. And he's, eating victims. When he does it, he gets powers, and he's able to use the powers to do random shit. So, yeah, that's my guess. But we'll see.
Enjoy, guys. Hope you guys get to watch you guys can within this past week.
Wait.
Watch that. If you can, you got.
There's one final thing. Wait. Yeah, there's one thing we got to talk about, though, before we have closing remarks. I was waiting till the very end, but since I kind of brought it up at the end of last episode, we got to talk about it. So I don't know if we're going to be ready for this conversation, but I'll at least want to try to start it now. Aidan? Beautiful baby boy Aidan, trying to reach out to you. How far do we go here?
I hate that you keep turning your head to look at me.
So I don't know, Derron, how you feel about it, but
I'm interview right now, so it's all right.
Aidan, would you make Derron and I's world and become an incorporated third co-host to the Unplugged? And obviously, Derron, if you have any objections, you can cut in and say, hell no, stay back.
I can't see any of you guys. I'm cool. I'm always game for everything.
Yeah. Only if, Joe, we recreate episode 2 of Squid Game.
Oh, God, wait. Recreate it. Okay, that one's called
Is that the sugar cookie one?
Yeah.
Okay.
No. All of episode 2 is just them back in the real world. Episode 3 is when they do the next challenge.
Oh, okay. Challenge number 2, sugar cookies.
Everything is Squid Game now, and honestly, everything is Squid Game and Super Mario, and something like one other thing that's like continuously trending. Everybody says they can just beat this thing, this machine.
Oh, well, fine. Yeah, because you watched how to do it.
That's what everybody says.
If you're blind, you'd probably die.
I've seen people on TikTok try and do the sugar cookie, and a lot of them are failing to do that.
I'm just like, what is going on with this world? There's too much. We can say too much these days. You can't just watch something now and like it just be done. Now it's
like that was good.
Yeah, it is the number 1 show on Netflix right now. It's Squid Game.
Yeah, it's totally blowing up, and like it deserves to. It's really good. Yeah. So
yeah.
Good for Squid Game.
Guys, let us know. Oh, did I hear an and?
I was just going to say, and the detective is hot, but you already know that. The cop's hot.
Oh, the cop? Oh yeah. Well, at first I thought he was really young. I was like, this guy looks like he's 18. How is he a cop? But yeah, the more you watch it, you're like, okay, this guy's probably just looks young.
yeah, it's like plainclothes cop. Is he a cop?
Yeah. Or no, a detective. You're right. Yeah, because he's above the normal cops. He's like,
I'm guessing he's like someone from.
Yeah.
I'll show you him. You can judge.
Yeah.
Okay,
but,
guys.
Hey, so yeah, that's this episode. But Aidan.
Your answer is yes.
Thank you. We're gonna, I'm gonna want to do something with that. Create like a little 3-head logo or something with us. I don't know, but yeah. No, there we go. Hey, congratulations! Welcome aboard. Ooh, hey, that's right. Get the love.
Have curry for dinner tonight, and it's probably going to be about medium to hot spiciness.
Ooh, very good. Well, hey, consider me jelly.
It's our opening conversation.
Nice. Very good.
I'm ready. I'm already unplugged. So if y'all want to keep plugging in, please be my guest. Sound off down below, guys. Thank you so much for listening and joining into Unplugged on the JD streams /JD/JD. And we're gonna have to change that up because now we have an A in there. So we're gonna have to JD and an A and a D and streams and a podcast.
AD?
Unplugged.
I don't know.
So plug in, plug out. You sound off down below. Please, if you can, get to watching Midnight Mass. It is highly recommended because we'll want to know what we're going to talk about that next week. And then whatever we're talking about Squid Games too. I haven't seen that show, but maybe I'll binge watch it. Maybe I won't. We'll see.
Okay. We'll see. Nice. Okay. Awesome. Well, hey, that's the 3 co-hosts signing off for this week. So thanks for tuning in, everybody. We'll see you next time.
Unplugging.
Bye. Bye. Adios.